Hello, hello, and welcome to Bitesized Podcast. I'm your host, Andalee. Bitesized Podcast is a holistic nutrition podcast for pregnancy, postpartum, and baby starting solids, with some sprinkles of special guests to further educate you on all of the options available to you to support you on this journey. If you've been following along this month, then I hope you are feeling pretty confident about how you might like to approach the starting solids journey with your little one. So far, we've gone over the developmental signs of readiness, how to approach family mealtime, what kind of solids you'd like to choose, whether it's baby-led weaning, purees, or a combination, and now we are getting into how much food and identifying fullness. So I want to begin by saying every baby is different. But the most important thing to remember is that when you allow baby to lead, you can begin to identify their hunger cues and look at mealtime as an enjoyable experience. So let's talk about how often to introduce solids. Once baby has met the developmental signs of readiness and you introduce solids around 6 to 7 months, they will likely only have solids once a day. It's also okay in those early weeks to skip a day here and there. At the 7 to 9 month range, you'll want to be aiming for twice a day with a variety of solids. Between 9 and 12 months, it is possible for baby to reach 3 meals a day. This will totally vary depending on your baby, which is why it's important to watch for your baby's cues. It's also totally possible for this to change depending on your baby's mood, health, and the food offered. Remember, they're just learning to communicate, so they can't yet tell you exactly what they like, want, or need. So be sure to introduce a variety of foods often and ensure that you're allowing your baby to eat until they're full. So now I bet you keep hearing me say the same thing again and again, listen to their signs of fullness, but you're like, tell me how much to feed my baby. I'm about to disappoint you. I'm not about to tell you how many grams or ounces to feed your baby. Every baby is different. So rather than telling you exactly how much to feed them, I'm going to say again, listen to their cues. So let's go over those instead. Firstly, rather than thinking, oh, it's time to feed my baby, I want you to switch your mindset to, it's time to offer my baby food. If I think of my own eating habits, it's actually quite rare that I eat exactly at the same time every day. Depending on how much I exercise that day, or when I've eaten last, or the phase of my cycle, or if I'm sick, it can all change how much I want to eat or when. So this is the same for your baby. Depending on their sleep, how active they are, their health, it all might impact their eating. So I am offering my baby food, and it is up to them to eat it at all and how much. So if your baby seems interested in continuing to eat, keep offering. You should also minimize distractions while your baby eats. So this means the environment should be free from toys, TV, or family members who are distracting. Minimizing distractions will allow them to focus on their food and be in tune with their internal cues of hunger and satiation, as well as fully experience the sensation of eating. The taste, the smell, the texture, the color. All of this plays a role in the beginning solids journey. So what do these cues look like that babies might demonstrate their fullness to us? If you are spoon feeding, babies who are disinterested or full will turn their head from side to side or hit the spoon away. Again, being able to turn their head side to side is a developmental sign of readiness. So if baby's unable to do this, they won't be able to show you they are full or uninterested. With finger foods, baby will often go from eating and exploring to mashing and playing. This is also when parents are likely to get that messy situation that is the most unenjoyable part of offering foods to baby for self-feeding. You might also notice that your child's facial expression changes from one of concentration to mischief or playfulness. This would be a good sign that they are likely done eating. With any feeding method, you might also notice the following signs: becoming frustrated or upset. Now this one is of course tricky because baby could be hungry, over-hungry, or tired. Try to offer foods when baby is in a good mood to avoid this. If they're shifting around in their seat a lot or wanting to get out, this is likely not a good time to offer foods or demonstrate they are done. By the time we are adults, we are only left with 10,000 taste buds, and many adults don't develop a taste for some foods until their early 20s. I can attest to this, as only in the last 3 years have I started liking pickles, olives, and peanut butter. Continuous exposure with no pressure to various foods has been shown to increase the odds that a child will grow to like something. If it seems a child doesn't like something, I would suggest continuing to offer them alongside a food that you know they do like. While they will likely eat the food they know they like and not even try the rest, the likelihood they will try new foods increases exponentially every time. I also just want to remind you that while solids can start around 6 months of age, the World Health Organization does recommend to breastfeed or formula feed until at least 2 years of age, as it continues to have nutritional benefits. If you are still breastfeeding, I recommend continuing to take your prenatal. And on that note, here is a reminder of all the discount codes I have for you. Needed vitamins for all your supplement needs, use code Bitesized for 20% off. Ovary for ovulation strips, pregnancy tests, and male fertility tests. Whether you're trying to get pregnant or avoid it, these are good for you and the environment. Bitesize 10 for 10% off. And finally, if you missed it in my Starting Solids download, be sure to check out Raising Humans Co. for all your silicone tableware needs. Use code Bitesized for 10% off by shopping at the link in the description. If you want to download my Starting Solids guide, be sure to head to the website for the freebie zone. It's bitesizedpodcast.com. You can also find all of the amazing things on our Instagram at bitesized.podcast. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you are feeling that much more confident about the Starting Solids journey with your baby. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And in case no one has told you today, you look radishing. Bye! For any studies I mentioned in this podcast, be sure to check the description below. Although I am a certified holistic nutrition consultant, I am not your consultant. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not always specific to you and your needs. While I strive to provide you the most up-to-date and accurate information about nutrition, this is not a substitute for professional and medical advice, and you should not rely solely on the information herein.